in Chicago, what do you say? What's going on, guys? I hope you've missed us. I really do. We took a nice bye week, a nice week 8 bye week, freshen up.
We needed to recoup.
There was a lot of things going on.
Rest up. There's a lot happening. I was busy. You were busy. Your Cubs were busy.
Man, we were busy.
Very.
We'll get into it a little bit. We're live on a Friday.
On a Friday.
On a Friday. And
we got a lot coming.
A
lot coming today. It's a big show. What do we have on tap?
On tap tonight, I got a little factotum story for you.
Okay. Looking forward to it.
We're going to obviously talk 2 minutes on the Cubs. It was such a good
We'll run
series.
Cubs a little bit.
And when we do get to football, which I know you guys are here for, we're going to talk controversial receivers, I guess you could say.
We'll give a little stock market buy, hold, sell.
Bringing back a little Bear or Bill, if you will, the rest of the season value.
We'll get into a little toss-up action. We'll go player A or player B for you. And then we'll
run down those games, baby.
We'll run down the games, and we're also going to give you our second half MVPs.
Oh, yes.
We can do that as well.
Which I didn't even prepare for, so this is going to be 10
I've come fully prepared for the second half MVPs.
Well, I'll be curious to see what an unprepared versus a prepared.
I might have to take the spotlight.
Sure. I will, and I'll do my little research in the background.
While I draw the attention away.
That's right.
You sneak in there for a little backdoor research. But let's get her off here, and let's get right into it.
Big shout out. She got really bullied, by the way. That wasn't cool. She's kind of really suffering.
She's pretty good. I mean,
Rebecca Blank. She's kind of hot now. You know, great.
As long as she's 18. As long as she's 18.
Oh, she's like 27 now.
The
song is 10 years old.
All right.
So yeah, you hadn't heard Chicago won the World Series.
Chicago wins.
Probably
in 7.
Can I say unbiasedly that was the greatest Game 7 of our lifetimes?
I don't remember a better one. That was one of the best games that I've watched, and I watched it. I watched part of it with you. I was very happy for you. I was very excited. I know it was exactly what you wanted
as a sports fan,
as a baseball fan, with no rooting interest. It was just a roller coaster. The whole series, really, but Game 7 really epitomized it. Just a roller coaster. You thought the Cubs had it, up 6 runs. They're like, okay, we're coasting to the finish line now.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it's 6-6. Rajai Davis, the unlikely hero, bringing unions back into it. You must have
choking
like crap.
up.
I love the little,
let me tell you
like
something.
the Babe Ruth look, choking up a little bit, just crushes it right into the seats.
I was at Triona's on 3rd, which is the Cubs bar, and when that happened,
I can't imagine.
You just felt this sickness.
The energy just probably got sucked right out of that place.
You know, so actually, for that split second there was, but there was people right away. While I'm like literally sitting there about to throw up, there was guys that started going, "Let's go Cubs!" Like really trying to get the energy back up.
Uplifting it, as if the energy in New York City would help the Cubs on the field in Cleveland.
It could. I mean, it certainly helped.
You never know. But they did it. Some controversial calls by Madden.
Well, that's what there's so many good storylines with this series too.
Yeah.
And Madden, it starts with Madden, but the Epstein story, every player had something fascinating about them during the series. Baez is something you can go on for hours about him. Chapman, obviously, he will be here next year.
David
Ross, Rizzo with his. Did anyone see the post-game speech? Not the post-game. Sorry. Brian's post-game speech was fantastic. Rizzo's parade speech
when he gave a lot of credit to Ross being
Grandpa David Ross.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I would love to have a separate show just on that series, but.
I really enjoyed it. I thought Madden caught some unnecessary flack for some of the calls.
Give me a couple, because I think our viewers are smart. They know a lot of the ones that they disagree with. And I'll start with
the big one
Hendricks.
Pulling Hendricks out. This was at a point I was not watching the game yet because I was probably either commuting to the bar or still at work.
Sure.
But from what I gather, it may have been premature. But listen, and this explanation can go for all his controversial moves. The squeeze play later in the game, the Baez play. Madden's an aggressive guy.
Yes, he is.
He's gotten you to the series at this point.
He has.
Okay? And he has to be himself. He can't just take his foot off the gas in Game 7 and say, you know what? It's beyond me at this point. I'm just going to let the players play. No, he's a big part of this team. And he has to keep managing how he manages. Okay. He has to stay true to himself, and he stayed aggressive till the end. And I respect it. I know a lot of people disagree with pulling Hendricks out, but guess what? He trusts Lester. He trusts the next guy up. With Baez, ask him to squeeze on a 3-2 count. A lot of like, Baez hit a home run early in the game. Why you can't trust him to hit a fly ball? Well, maybe he trusted him more to lay a bunt down.
No, I know. And to your point, as you said when we were watching the game in the cab, he's got to lay that bunt down.
He's got to put it down.
It's a strike right in the middle of the zone. You got to execute.
You have to do it.
I'm just really happy that, obviously besides the first World Series in 108 years, that this didn't become something else to add to the storyline and the mantra, and that.
Oh, it would have been awful. If it went the other way.
If it went the other way.
And you know what else would have bothered me if it went the other way? It really bothered me that Fox did this during the broadcast. They kept cutting to LeBron James in this game.
Yes, they did.
Oh my God!
They did.
If Cleveland would have won, I think the first player they would have interviewed after the game would have been LeBron James in his box up top instead of.
And his girl was smoking a doobie.
Smoking a blunt right in the outfield. I know, but anyway, I'm glad it didn't go Cleveland's way.
Because it would have been about Madden, and it would have been about Chapman, and it would have been about
a lot of negativity.
Right.
It would have been more about the Cubs blowing it than the Indians winning it.
Absolutely.
So I'm glad to see.
Even though, by the way, no one's saying this because it doesn't. It matters. But 3-1, they came back from 3-1. Let that not go unannounced.
Incredible series, incredible win.
You think that helps baseball? I think baseball's been taking a lot of flack lately with. The game's changing.
I don't know what the ratings were, but I would imagine that series did very well.
Yes.
Did very well, especially the game 7.
Some of the radio I was listening to, they've been saying for sure.
That was fantastic. That is everything that baseball is. The game 7 is just, it was so monumental. 100+ years of history right there being put to an end. So
it was amazing, So we'll say, we'll see about next year. It's interesting now.
We'll see what happens.
But we will get into football as that will still dominate our lives. I hope you guys had a successful Week 8. A lot of teams run by. 6 teams run by last week, I believe. Same amount this week.
Same amount this week. It's another rough week.
So, as we said, we're going to talk about receivers and running backs who you got to decide right now, rest of the season outlooks, and then we'll do our toss-ups.
Right.
To take us into the receivers, have a little fun tidbit. I got on the Mike Francesa show this week.
You did?
I did. And it's not really related to the receivers, but I was shocked. I got on with Francesa. It's actually not that difficult. Once he's ringing them off, if you call, you have a decent topic, you can get on within 10-15 minutes.
Oh, wow, okay.
So I call, and I say, Mike. It's going, hey, Mike, how are you? Oh, good, thanks for taking my call.
Michael from Astoria, you're on with the fan.
Exactly. Thanks, Mike, take my call. Try to sound, very official and whatnot. I could have trolled him, I probably should have, but, he took my call. So I asked him about the NFL ratings, which I think is a fascinating topic. Mike has consistently said so far over the past few weeks that it's the presidential debates having the most effect.
Right.
I said, hey, Mike, I know you've been saying presidential debates. Oh, by the way, I think the Thursday night games are crap, the Monday night games are crap, the Sunday night games are crap so far. And he said something about the Thursday games, and then he said something about the production on Monday night games. Like something's wrong with the production.
The ESPN production?
I guess. I don't know if he meant from a technical standpoint or if Gruden's just boring people with how.
I always thought ESPN did a decent job on.
Yeah.
I've always preferred Sunday night to Monday night.
Right.
But not to say Monday night's bad. I do enjoy Gruden.
Right. But so he kind of cut me off, and then he went on about that. No, I think it's a presidential debate, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know off the top of your head how many presidential debates have run at the same time as games?
There's only 2.
I feel like
maybe 1, 2 at most.
So
I don't know what you're
talking about. Has nothing to do with the Thursday night games,
right?
I think they aired one debate on a Sunday.
One for sure that conflicted with Sunday Night Football for sure.
So like, what the hell?
So he doesn't want
to. It's not just primetime ratings
the
either.
Games are crap this year. I mean, like, there's no doubt. We still love fantasy, but if you're just a football fan, like, it's unwatchable. I mentioned the flags are being thrown like crazy. You can't hit anyone anymore.
Yeah, well, the players attributed to being frustrated. The no fun league. I mean, Josh Norman was flagged last week for doing the like an arrow celebration.
Yeah, and you can't do the cut. Like, I'm as a wrestling fan, I love the throw slash. Yeah. I mean, it's
as long as you're not pulling out the cell phone like Joe Horn or pulling out the Sharpie out of your sock like T.O. I think we've gotten to the point where stuff is pretty much fair game. I mean,
I love that stuff though. I really do.
It is fun.
I love
it's
that
fun.
Stuff.
But you shouldn't be flagged for every high five that you give.
I agree.
You know?
So, my point was, once he interrupted me a little bit, said it was a prime time. I said no. I said I think it's the NFL quarterbacks who are having kind of statistically poor seasons this year.
Yeah.
I can't back that up. I got to go look specific, but it feels generally like the play of the quarterbacks this year is down.
Sure.
And I'm worried, Eric,
that
I don't think the replacements are coming in there as well.
Right. Once
and then
the Breeze, Brady.
I said exactly that.
Move on.
5-10 years, mind you. I said, Breeze, Brady,
it's
Roethlisberger, Manning, you know, and he starts, he hangs up, and at that point he starts rattling off other names. Oh, Russell Wilson and Andrew Luck. This guy cannot get his. I'm not going to make any sexual references, but he just is in love with Andrew Luck. He's infatuated with Andrew Luck.
I'm not, as a real life.
I'm not either, and neither is Gregory Carter. I don't know. So.
So good for you for getting on with Mike.
Got on the fan.
So now we're just about as famous as he is. Since you've been on the same show.
That's right.
I have yet to do that. So you have a little more cred.
You gotta call him from the restaurant.
I should call him.
Call him from the restaurant. You put on speakerphone and then you just
let the guys. Yeah. Everybody pitches in.
I also did call Boomer and Carden at 6:45 in the morning.
Wow, that's early.
The day of Game 7, and I was like, "Hey, I just want to talk about the Rangers because the Rangers are they're really successful, and I want to know from Boomer. Oh, they were supposed to be so bad. Why are they so good?" And the guy just goes, "Ay. And I was like, "What?" He was like, "Honestly, like nobody cares about hockey." I was like, "Oh wow, so that drop's really true." And he was like, "Yep." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "I'll call back with a better question about the Cubs." Sorry.
Very good. Very good.
So sorry, hockey fans. Nobody really cares.
Sorry, Kenny.
Kenny. Oh my God.
Sorry, Kenny, if you're listening. So let's get into some football. I want to talk football.
I know you want to talk football. I can tell you're eager.
Where do you want to go first? I will go anywhere. You lead me. Where are we going?
We're going to talk about a guy that you've been trying to deal, that I've been trying to deal.
Oh, I already know.
And we're going to talk about AR-15.
Oh, I already know. This has been the guy on my mind, I think, more than any other player all year.
Because it hurts.
Because it hurts. Because it's not so much him, it's goddamn Bortles is just atrocious.
That's right.
Watching that Thursday night game against the Titans was the first time I really got to take a good look at the team.
That's right.
And Bortles looks like, he looks like 13-year-old me trying to throw a full-size NFL ball. Like, my hands were half the size back then, just like trying to... it's like trying to throw a watermelon to his receivers. Half the balls he threw were like 5 feet short of his guys. He's throwing behind guys, overthrowing guys, and Robinson specifically was visibly upset on the field.
He got mad on the sideline.
Visibly upset.
Even on 15 targets.
Even on 15 targets, he finished with 6 catches for 70, which it was good for 10 points and a half point PPR. Doesn't kill you, but Jesus, man. I mean, he's not getting any balls downfield. Okay, but for his rest of season outlook,
right? What
are we looking at? We're looking at KC this week, which is a
plus
good matchup.
Right.
KC's top corner, I believe, Peters is a stationary corner. He's not going to shadow Robinson, and Robinson will hopefully stay away from him. They've been beat by some other guys lately. So this is the week where I mean, I've said this for the past 3 weeks.
Right.
But hopefully this is it, because after that, the schedule gets tough for him. He's got Houston
twice.
Detroit with a healthy Darius Slay,
right,
who could shadow. Buffalo, who has 2 good outside corners, and
right,
Darby and Gilmore.
Right.
Denver, obviously, Minnesota, Houston, and then Tennessee again.
So if you somehow, God willing, make it to championship week, you get Tennessee in week 16, but before that, you literally get Minnesota in week 13, Denver in week 14, and then
it's tough sledding.
Houston in week 15. During
the upside with Robinson, the long rest, because they played on a Thursday.
That's right.
They fired the offensive coordinator.
They fired his ass.
This guy coming in, I think it's Marone. Who is it? The coordinator, Marone, maybe. This guy has got to say to himself, I got to get my best player the ball, and that's Robinson. I think they manufacture some touches this week. He gives you a high floor. I don't know about the ceiling.
Right.
Hopefully you get in the end zone. And this is hopefully a turnaround week. But that's all I can really lean on.
Trade value is almost non-existent.
It's tough.
To put
it
in perspective, he has about the same value right now, the same feel and value, and I know this from trying to make a trade in CBS, as Dante Moncrief and Corey Coleman.
Yeah.
That's how far he's fallen in the eyes of players. And I have nothing to go on. He hasn't done anything since week 5.
I'm praying as an owner. I think this is the week. I think, you know what? I think he needs some good juju from me. I think I gotta say, this is the week AR breaks out.
Okay.
Gives us a 20-point game, going over 100, scoring a touchdown. He's gonna do it this week.
So, I will say that the NFL fantasy guys do like him.
Yeah.
Rest of season as a resurgent play.
Okay.
The problem is you're playing me this week, and I can't have that.
You can't endorse that.
No, I can't. I haven't CBS, so you know what? Just beat me. It's worth it. I need the victory in that league more.
I think he comes back. We're sending good juju your way, Allen. Give us a touchdown.
Yeah. So
give me the touchdown. Fire him up.
Those are good juju vibes. We're good jujuing on Allen Robinson. I'm not ready to give up. I really am not.
Not ready either.
I don't think you are either.
Not ready either.
Okay. Number 2, big controversial player, Odell Beckham Jr.
OD.
Huge name. Had obviously a huge game this season.
Right.
Against the Ravens. 1 game.
Well, 2 if you count his
21
7
Josh
for
Norman.
121.
Sure.
I like that game.
That was a nice game against Josh. Here's what I think.
What do you got?
He's traditionally been a second half guy.
Has he?
He has been.
Good
and
fact.
I know that the Giants haven't been the same. However, I am all on board with this guy and the Giants, specifically that offense, starting to click.
Yeah.
And it starts this week.
I agree. Coming out of the bye, they figure it out. Odell, too talented. Eli, I feel like he kind of does this every year. He lulls you into this, thinking that I suck.
You get frustrated. Yep.
And now I'm back.
I agree.
I'm going to give you, a bunch of good games down the stretch to help Odell produce.
Right.
I definitely still an elite wide receiver 1 for me. Faux show. Starts this week against Philly. Home game. Nice matchup. Out of the bye. Yeah, we're rocking Odell.
Okay, beautiful. Brandon Marshall. We'll go on the other side of New York, other side of MetLife.
Yeah.
How do you feel? Mr.
Not great about my Jets. It's been rough for Marshall. He has 77 targets on the year.
That's nice.
34 receptions. That is less than a 50% catch rate, right?
That is atrocious.
I'm not a math guy. You're the math guy, but I think I'm spot on with that.
So that would put him literally on pace for like 70 catches.
70 catches.
He had 110 last year.
I don't know, but maybe 90.
90 catches. Okay.
Yeah, but he's on pace.
2 touchdowns.
He's on pace for about 150 catches or targets. Excuse me, but only 70 catches. So that's pretty bad. Good news. Miami. Last year in 2 games against Miami, I believe he lit them up for like
Miami could fix his woes.
I'm hoping, because the schedule lightens up too. He's got Miami,
right.
Then he's got LA. They got their bye in week 11.
Right.
New England, which they'll be down 2 scores and hopefully throwing a ton. You can see double-digit targets there.
Right.
He's got Indy, which doesn't scare you, San Fran, which doesn't scare you, Miami again, and then New England again. So really,
yeah,
I want to say plus matchups from here on out.
Yeah, it could be a nice trade chip for you guys.
Right
just
now,
considering the schedule.
Yeah, right now I can safely say I want to still say wide receiver 2 value, but definitely potential to come back up to that wide receiver 1. All right.
Well, I'm down, and
this fucking game is about winning and losing. Me, I don't fucking lose.
I didn't know what was going to come out there, but for me, Brandon's not on my team, and I'm honestly kind of happy. But I think I'm going to give credit back to us. I think, or at least me, I had a bad feeling about this kid this year.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with
feeling
Decker being hurt.
No, but he was struggling before that, Eric.
Was he?
Yeah, look at that first game.
I mean, Decker got hurt week 2.
No, week 3, week 4.
3? No, Decker was
he played He played the KC game.
Did he?
Played the KC game. Yeah, he was awful.
Right, fine.
And then he came out of that. No,
but Fitzpatrick has been terrible. I think he gets better. Hopefully, he's not concussed anymore because that was a rough shot he took. Did you see the hit he took in the Cleveland game?
Yes, he got lit up.
Brutal.
If I had a jacked up drop ready,
I can't believe he stayed in the game.
Yeah, he's just reckless.
He's just a maniac. Who dives head first?
I mean, we missed the whole thing because we've been off for a couple weeks. The whole him, throwing management and the coaches and whatever under the bus. Do you have anything to say about that? Because that bothered me.
If I'm him, I'm flipping the bird to them too.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Eric, this is a show me league.
No, screw them. That's bullshit. I don't care.
Oh my god.
I'm Fitz. I'm saying I'm the best damn QB on this roster.
You are such a prima donna. It's just absurd. I cannot believe you support this a-hole.
I do.
As a Jets fan, nonetheless.
I think he should. Yeah, absolutely. Fitz is our best quarterback.
Wow. Well, I disagree. I thought it was Gino.
Gino
Smith.
Obviously not our best
Poor
quarterback.
guy tears his ACL. Jonah Moth makes fun of him.
He could take a hike, that guy, on his bum leg.
Okay. So
who you got next?
Brandon Hurts, but trade chip. Something to think about. It's interesting. Glad you brought that up.
Okay.
Desmond Bryant misses 3 games.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
Comes back. He gets a huge game against who did they play last week?
The Eagles.
Division matchup. And
4 for like $114 and a touchdown.
Showed up.
14 targets.
Right.
I'm all in on Dez.
I think you have to be all in on Dez.
Definitely.
I don't think there was any reason not to be all in on Dez.
Back end 1 for me.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Despite the run-heavy offense in Dallas,
right?
You look at the last 3 games he's played.
Right.
14 targets, 6 targets, 12 targets. Touchdown. He's been double digits in every game except for week 1.
Right.
Dak's first start. I think Dak has gotten
look at
better and better as the season went on, and his schedule is fantastic. He's got Cleveland now.
Except for Minnesota.
Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Washington, where he could see Norman a little
bit.
Yeah,
AJ Green took him to school.
I don't fear that.
Yeah,
Dez is a big guy. I think Norman struggles with the bigger, more physical receivers.
Sure.
Minnesota, you worry about a little bit, Xavier Rhodes, but then the playoffs, you get the Giants, Tampa Bay, who's been torched by everybody,
right,
and then Detroit, where Slay could follow him, but you don't really fear that.
Right.
I like it. He's going to be the number one red zone option in the passing game. Dak, 2 touchdowns. I think the last 3 or 4 games.
Been a model of consistency.
I'm all in on Dez. I like Dez. I see him averaging around double-digit targets the rest of the way out. Healthy guy.
Agreed. And honestly, guys, they're for NFC. They are the Super Bowl favorites for the NFC. No question.
Absolutely.
It's the Patriots. It's the Cowboys. He's on a winning team. I think that motivates.
You like them over the Falcons as the NFC favorite?
I think so because I like their defense more.
You do. I like the Falcons' defense. Sneaky.
Do you?
I do. I think they've
not gotten torched. I mean,
I think they've given a lot. I think they've given up a lot via garbage time. I think the Falcons. The thing with the Cowboys is they shorten the game with how they play. They just run the ball a lot. Ball control.
Yep.
They're not going to win by 2 scores like ever, pretty much.
Okay.
They're very comfortable keeping it close.
Yep.
The Falcons take every opportunity they can to score.
Yeah.
And they go up by 2 scores. They go up by 3 scores. And then the other team is just piling on yards.
Okay.
But
so you think they can play someone like that tough in a game that, it's playoffs?
I think so. I think the Falcons could score against... The thing is with the Cowboys, I think we've yet to see a game where they've trailed by a score or more.
And actually come back.
And I want to see how they would react to a situation like that.
It's all about adversity.
Because then you can't really rely on that ball possession run game. Maybe at Pittsburgh, Week 10 will be a good indicator of how they handle that. Also, Dallas suffered a couple key injuries in their secondary. They lost Mo Claiborne, who's been a top 10 corner on the year.
Yeah, what a turnaround for him.
And strong safety Barry Church.
Right.
So it's interesting to see how they do in Cleveland this week, which I think might be a trap game for them.
That's unfortunate because I stream their defense. So if there's something,
I don't think it's a bad stream, but
there's something that I need to know. You need to.
But I think Pryor definitely in for a good game. And
what about Corey?
Maybe Corey Coleman. We shall see.
Corey Coleman, hot topic this week. We'll get to that.
Who do we got next? Because we kind of deviated a little bit.
We did deviate a little bit. We're going to go to Packers receivers. We'll move these last 4 receivers quickly. Packers receivers, you got your Jordy. You got your Randall, who's in danger of missing this week's game.
Yep,
listed as questionable.
Devontae.
You got Devontae, who most miraculous recovery from a concussion, and then he's just been
unbelievable.
And then technically Ty Montgomery, who still qualifies as a wide receiver in Yahoo leagues, though he is a running back in ESPN.
Let's rank them rest of season. Who do you like?
I saw enough from Jordy that I keep him at the top last week. Although, did you watch the game?
I saw majority of it, yes.
Do you still notice that his pace and his he just doesn't have the same explosion?
He's not there.
Right.
He's not there.
Is it really just the knee? Is he just not feeling comfortable? I'm curious. Is he out of shape? I don't get it.
Oh, me neither. Which is what leads me to say: is it time to say that he is not going to return to that form this year?
I don't think he will. But what you like outside of the Bears game where he was absent.
Right.
Eric, he's still a red zone factor.
Still very involved.
Roger scrambles. He's the only guy that gets open.
Right. Okay.
So I like him as a top wide receiver too, maybe a mid tier wide receiver
high end too. High end
too. Does that feel right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If not, maybe not. Because
yes.
you got to make the case. I'll make the case for Rob or Cobb. Right.
I will say, looking at the Packers' rest of the season schedule here, Indianapolis this week could see, although the Colts have 31st ranked secondary, could see Devontae Davis shadow.
Right. But they might put them on Adams. Who knows?
I don't think so.
Fine.
Week 11 in Washington could see the Norman.
Right.
Playoffs. Week 14 they have Seattle.
That hurts.
Could see Richard Sherman. A lot of Richard Sherman.
God, that's an awful scheme.
15. Bears. They see Chicago. In Chicago. Very underrated secondary.
And
underrated defense.
They might start to be getting rated. I think they put a clinic on.
And then week 16, they get Minnesota. Really tough schedule.
Right.
Really tough. And Jordy's going to draw the most attention. I think the secondary guys might play out to be a bit more valuable the rest of the way.
I can't fight you there, and I won't fight you there. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm biased. I'm an owner.
Right. I want to say we might see a change of the guard here. Devontae Adams, a very talented guy still.
Right.
His catch rate has gone way up from where it was last year. I think he's earned the trust of Rodgers.
Well, he's making plays now. He's legitimately making plays. He's not.
And they're using him. They're using him differently. We saw last week. They put him in the backfield someplace.
Yes, they
in
did.
The Ty Montgomery, Randall Cobb role. It's tough to see how it shakes out. Who's going to be the most valuable? I think they all have their value, though.
Well, let's pay attention to this one because this is a gun to your head. Make the tough call.
Gun to my head.
Rest of season, we'll keep track. Keep us honest, viewers. Boom, boom, boom. I want 1, 2, 3 in order.
I'm gonna go
Jordy, Adams, Cobb.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing.
But you know what? Are we factoring in Montgomery too?
And I'll go Jordy, Adams.
I might slap Montgomery all the way up to 2, to be honest.
Because the running back?
Because he's going to get almost 10 carries. Are you worried about James Starks coming back?
No.
And taking some love?
If James Starks is back, though, and I'm glad you brought this up, guys, you need to pick up James Starks just based on touches. He'll be back next week, I'm guessing. Yeah. But if James Starks is in the backfield, I don't see Montgomery lining up in the backfield. Right. Although I may be wrong, because he's probably earned the respect in Michael McCarthy.
But here's my spin on that.
Spin it.
Because somebody was trying to sell me on Starks earlier. The Packers' offense has not looked this good for a year and a half since they moved Montgomery to the backfield.
That's incredibly well said.
And just gone to almost this Patriots style of, instead of handing the ball off, you use the short passing game as your running game.
Him in space.
So I'm really curious if they will move away from that at all.
Right.
I wouldn't until it fails.
James Starks, you've seen what he has too, so that's a compelling argument.
Maybe.
I still think James Starks has
value.
Rosterable, right?
But if I'm the coach, maybe 10, 12 touches.
Right.
10 to 15.
That's well said. I'm like
all the Packers receivers. I like all the Packers receivers. I think there's value to be had.
Nice to see it. Rodgers resurging. Let's go with that.
Okay. Raiders.
This is a tough one because Crabtree just will not go away. But obviously, since we've had our discussion on Amari versus Crabtree, it's been the Amari train. Right.
But things on the year still pretty even.
Yes, Crabtree...
Both in the wide receiver 1 range.
Yeah, literally, which is shocking to me that Crabtree's this good. But, I mean, I don't know. First of all, go to Amari. Take me through their game schedule again. Because what we need to talk about now, folks...
It gets a little tougher for them.
...is the unfortunate aspect of the second half of the Raiders' schedule is tough. They're 6-2 right now.
Yeah, you really got to pay attention to the matchups from here on out. Okay, so week 9, this week... They get Denver.
Denver and bye.
Denver without Talib.
He's out again.
I believe he's out, which will be interesting to see because they're
still good. Chris Harris and Roby are still...
The idea is... But Harris is a slot guy, right? Harris plays in the slot. He plays in the slot.
Okay.
So the idea is that it'll open up one or the other.
Right. Krabs or Amari.
Right. But the key to the Broncos' defense, and their pass defense really, is their ability to pass the rusher, which is also the strength of the Raiders' offense, I would say, to protect Carr. He's been under the least amount of pressure
in the
league so far. So we see Denver, and this is the real show-me game for the Raiders on the year, I think. Then they hit their bye. Then they get Houston, who's been pretty good against the pass.
Yes, they have.
Carolina,
atrocious,
which is nothing to fear.
Right.
Buffalo, tougher matchup. KC,
we saw what they did. No, he had a good game against
Cooper
KC.
lit up KC.
Right.
Then they get San Diego, and then Indy.
This is not as bad.
So not that bad.
This is what I don't
Not
know
so
what
bad.
everyone was talking about. Yeah, this is. I mean, I was expecting. I keep saying Minnesota.
Right.
Yeah.
But right now,
Oh my
I will
God.
say Cooper's the number 4 receiver in half-point
Literally
PPR.
right
Crabtree is number 6, and they're only separated by 4 points.
Both ahead of Antonio Brown. I know he's at his bye, but
Right.
a little factotum there for Raiders, who I won't even get into the game last week. I hope you saw some of it.
Yeah.
I hope you saw some of it.
It was
Unbelievable
terrific.
game.
It was terrific. Okay, so
That
we're
was
talking
terrific.
who do we like rest of year? Is that what you want from
I
him?
think you have to
Do
go
you
more.
want me to bend Cooper's way? Because I will.
want you to bend
I
Cooper's
will.
way at this point. I
Um,
want you to bend him over.
because I think the touchdown balance kind of evens out. It's a 6-2 in favor of Crabtree, but the yardage you can't argue against. Cooper is just the more explosive guy. Crabtree has a great floor.
Right.
If you have him, I think you're very comfortable with him as at least a wide receiver 2. It's not a high end 2
Right.
the rest of the way. That's
Yeah.
kind of been his floor at
Right.
least,
Well,
if not
honestly, at this point, it's
better.
Oh, Crabtree.
Crabtree. I'm
Okay.
saying.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
he's
thought-
double
yeah.
digits in every week except for one.
Right.
But his floor has kind of looked like 6 or 7 receptions for about 80 yards, I'd say, and a touchdown more often than not.
The one thing I will highlight, folks, which is upsetting just from their team standpoint, I believe go through that game log.
Yeah.
All their
Crabtree?
wins. The Raiders.
Yeah.
The 6 wins have been against bad teams, right?
Well, New Orleans is
New Orleans,
respectable.
Yeah, it's game week 1.
I think
though.
Tennessee is okay too. San Diego's a good team.
Right.
But you win against
Other
Tampa
than
Bay,
that,
against
yeah.
Jacksonville.
This is gonna be
Baltimore.
a compelling story.
This is the show me game.
Is the Ra- are
This
the
is
Raiders
show
for
me.
real?
Are
or
they
not?
for real?
And we'll talk about them later because the Raiders are 1-point favorites at home somehow where they don't win.
Who we got next?
Marvin Jones, fascinating. Haven't talked about him in 3 weeks.
Why?
The last time we talked about him, he was elite. Where do we
because he was
stand?
coming off of that first
The Packers game.
2 weeks or. He has slipped.
Hard.
I mean, he's still ranked.
Oh, I get it, Eric, but go to
He's
the game
still an
log.
RB1, but I know. It's really buoyed by that 37.5-point game he had.
He's
at
also
Green Bay.
had annoying touchdowns in a 4-catch for 37 game
Yeah.
and a 2-catch for 10 game.
So
Then he goes 3 for 33 last week.
less than 5 catches 4 weeks in a row here. We've seen Golden Tate get a lot of the targets now.
Jim Bob Cooter
comes
is
back up.
getting all up in Golden's Tate.
And with Riddick back getting a lot of targets, a healthy Ebron back, a lot of
Yeah.
targets. Where do we find Marvin Jones? How do we feel about him?
The digital game is serious.
That's what I feel. That's what I feel.
Don't get gas.
Jeez, yes, don't get
Don't
gas.
get gas on
Marvin
this guy.
Jones.
I'm honestly pessimistic, and I've had trade offers in a couple leagues, 2 leagues for
As
him.
an owner
guys,
or
guys
trying
trying
to
to
ship
move
him?
Marvin Jones to
Okay.
me, and I'm not biting because I think the writing's on the wall with this kid now.
Yeah.
The targets are all single digits
Since week 2.
since week 2. Like
Right. I think
Come on, Eric.
the tape is out on him.
the
Maybe
tape's
he's a little
out.
surprised at the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
Marvin
it's like,
Jones.
oh, look at
But
this
now
guy.
they know. All right, we got to watch out for this guy. But they're in Minnesota this week. Terrible matchup, obviously. Then they get the bye. So that's 2 weeks of irrelevancy.
Right.
Then they get Jacksonville week 11, which is
Fine.
okay.
Minnesota again.
Then they're in New Orleans with a healthy Delvin Bruh.
What's that, bruh?
Could
You're right.
shut it down. Who knows?
Chicago Bears in the first week of the playoffs.
Chicago at New York Giants, and then at Dallas. So the schedule doesn't look great.
It's
Awful. Besides
sled.
besides the 2 matchups with Minnesota. Yeah. But what do you do with him?
This is a sell for me.
Classic loser status.
He's a classic loser. And I'm taking Golden Tate rest of the year, rest of the season. Book it. That's an ace. Book it for me.
Okay.
Keep
cool.
track right now. Book it.
I like
Golden
that.
Tate
I
rest
kind
of
of
the
like
season
that.
for me.
I kind of like that.
Last receiver.
What you got?
the guy that you stole. Remind us what that trade name was?
Brady,
Thomas Brady and
Brady Crowder
and Jameson Whiskey Crowder.
Wait, Brady Crowder. Who's the third guy that I got?
I don't know. That's your trade. It's your trade.
Does it matter?
For
Mark Ingram,
oh my God,
who has almost. I mean,
lost his job.
He had negative points last week because Sean Payton just straight up benched his ass.
Tim Hightower comes in. Hightower, one of my favorite players of all time, comes in, gets a nice, classic, inefficient 100 yards on 27 carries or something like that.
Devontae Parker.
We find out has been playing hurt.
My third player was Demaryius Thomas. So I got Brady Crowder and Demaryius Thomas for Ingram, Devontae Parker, and some bum.
Oh my God. Oh, Eric.
I did pretty good.
Sean, we still have to get you on.
I did good.
There has to be a way to defend this, but really there is no way to defend this.
Who did I trade? Keep going. Go ahead.
The only thing, the reason why I brought Jameson Crowder up is there's no secret anymore. He's good. We just wanted to highlight how good he is. Eric, what is his current wide receiver ranking?
He is the 13th ranked wide receiver in a half-point PPR format.
Literally the 13th wide receiver. I owned him.
I sent him Bilal Powell.
Oh, how nice of you. Wow.
Hey, Bilal Powell.
Wow. Yeah,
Bilal Powell, big run last week.
You're right.
Big run.
The Jets go away from
Big
him.
run. Had a 14.4 scoring output there on his 6 carries.
So I'll say this: J-Mo Crowder, I think we like the Redskins' offense now. For the rest of the year. I think this is where we start to see Kirk Cousins.
The only thing that could hurt them is that they almost have too many weapons. Crowder, Reed, Jackson we saw leave with an injury. Maybe he'll be back. Garcon is still involved.
Yeah, Garcon's been quietly a little bit
Vernon
useful.
Davis still involved.
Yes,
Thompson, Kelly, where's Matt Jones? There's a lot of guys involved. But this is, I think it's a high-octane offense.
I did not get Kirk Cousins in one of my leagues, and because I was
in Crowder
watching the World Series.
Crowder will say touchdown in half of the games he's played. He's scored double digits in 6 of 8.
I cannot believe I dropped him.
Which is pretty goddamn
I cannot believe I had to drop him.
He's on bye this week. Coming out of the bye, he's got Minnesota, which he won't draw top coverage against.
Right.
That's the thing with Crowder too. He plays out of the slot, and he's like not the guy, so he's not going to draw the top corner, which is good. It's a great thing.
But tell me about Minnesota, because now you've distracted me with a fascinating point.
Okay.
Have we seen the best of Minnesota?
Maybe as a team overall, I'm still in on their defense. The offense is bleh.
This is fascinating.
I can puke all over.
The NFL is fascinating to me and how much that's changed. But anyway.
But Crowder, I think you can lock him in as a 2.
As a 2?
Low end 2.
You know what a 2 gets you?
PPR very safe.
You know what a 2 gets you?
Well, give it to me.
That was almost too many. Love Crowder there. So some controversial guys. Encourage you guys to ask us about any more guys you have differing opinions on possibly. We're going to move to the running backs before getting over to the games.
Running backs.
We'll run through the games quickly. The running backs deserve attention. We got to get our toss-ups too, so we got to speed it up a little bit.
Let's do it.
God, we didn't talk football in so long. It doesn't let us talk about it.
It's not a lot. All right, Jay, how do we feel? Tough schedule the rest of the way. You want me to look it up? Let's look it up.
Tell the VA. Because, Eric, I might have made the biggest mistake in my life. As you look it up, I told him I traded A.J. Green for Jay Ajayi and Doug Martin and Jaquiz Rodgers.
Well, Rodgers is donezo.
So that hurt. Is he literally hurt for the rest of the year? Or is just
probably?
No, I don't think so.
It's a wrap for Rodgers. You just drop him.
No, don't say that.
Okay, so Ajayi has the Jets this week. Tough matchup. San Diego, who has been tougher against the run than you think once Joey Bosa has come back. But fun fact, San Diego also lost their 2 starting inside linebackers.
Love it.
Last week.
Great. So I have their defense on 2 of my teams, so I didn't know that. That hurts.
San Diego's defense?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you can see you later. Okay, then they're in LA, which is kind of a tougher matchup. San Fran, which is the best matchup of all time for a running back. Then you're in Baltimore for a tougher matchup. Arizona's a tough matchup. Then you're in New York at MetLife against the Jets again. Then you're at Buffalo. Tough schedule the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Really tough. But I will say, the Miami offensive line has really stepped it up lately.
Yeah, that zone blocking scheme.
Very curious. Very curious to see what Ajayi. But the volume, I think, is going to be there. And as we know, half the battle in fantasy football is opportunity and volume. Right.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when I moved AJ Green, and I probably should have squeezed out a little more value out of this, but when I moved for Ajayi just based. I mean, you get two 200-yard games in a row.
Yeah.
Foster retires, although I don't know if that mattered much. That kind of speaks volumes to me. And I think those were against relatively tough teams. Pittsburgh and Buffalo he did against.
Ajayi is one of
and he gets Buffalo again in championship week.
One of the better, statistically, I think maybe the best back in the open field once he gets going.
Right.
However, in the backfield, if you can get to him, you can stop him. And the Jets are very good
getting into the backfield.
Stopping guys in the backfield.
This is an interesting fascinating game.
Because once you get beyond the Jets' front,
Revis ain't tackling anybody.
It's a disaster.
Revis is not only not tackling, but Eric, the guy is running away from the tackles.
He might retire.
Have you seen literally in the season?
I think he might have already put in his retirement papers. So
awful.
We'll see. So Ajayi, I'm gonna say high end 2 for me. High end 2,
really?
Maybe a back end 1.
You're telling me right now to my face that you can name 12 better running backs, 13, 14 better running backs?
Aye.
Why don't you go take 30 seconds to do that, and I'll talk about the next guy.
All right.
And I'll drop a little bit of a flex bomb on you. LeGarry Blount. LeGarry Blount has shown himself to be a guy who you know what you're going to get. In his worst games, he's going to run the ball for 18 times, 45, 50 yards because, I don't know, whatever, line's hurting, whatever. And it's most likely a plunge. He's now leading the NFL running backs in touchdowns. In his best games, which you saw 2 weeks ago, he's carrying the ball for 25 times and gets 2 touchdowns. I absolutely love him. I know you still like White. I get it. But the thing is, as long as this guy's getting 18 touchdowns, or 18 touches, and Tom Brady is playing the way he does, and the Patriots are playing the way they do, I have him as a back-end RB1. But
who are you talking about? Because I'm giving you my 12 that are ahead of your bum.
I'm talking about LeGarry Blount.
LeGarrette. LeGarrette Blount. Tough guy to rank the rest of the way.
Love him.
Been a tough guy all year to
you know what's been tough? It's been tough for you to swallow the fact that he's so good. That's what's been tough.
Okay.
That's what's been tough.
All right. LeGarrette Blount has his bye this week, then comes out against Seattle.
That's a rough matchup.
In San Fran.
That's a 40-point.
Then he's at the Jets, LA, Baltimore, Denver,
That's
Jets
tough.
again.
That's tough.
Do you worry about Dion Lewis? No.
If I'm a James White owner, I worry about Dion Lewis. I don't think Dion Lewis has anything to do with the big back. Period. I don't. Why would I? Why would they have to change what they're doing?
I mean, last year Lewis got a lot of carries.
I agree, but Eric, that's more at James White's expense than LeGarrette Blount's. That doesn't mean they have to stop using the big back any less.
I don't know. We'll see.
Jesus, he's like the 6th running back right now?
I like Blount. Yeah, well, he's got touchdowns, and he has more multi-touchdown games than he does 0 touchdown games. So
he scored a touchdown in every single game except for the
Buffalo shutout.
Which, was...
Where Brissett was playing it.
God, didn't realize he was this good.
So you're ranking Blunt as an RB1 rest of the way.
I cannot believe Matt Forte is an RB1. I can't. Frank Gore's an RB1.
Yeah, I mean,
guys,
this is the running back
landscape. So thin right now. This is part of the reason why I trade for Jay Ajayi.
Yeah, I mean, you're forgetting what's his name is not in this picture either. Bell, because he missed. But if this is just total.
Yeah,
that we're looking at here. We're not looking at per game. But yeah, Blunt rest of the way. I'm safely plugging his ass in. I'm not done with this list, so
we keep making a list. So all right.
Blunt I like high end RB2, mid high RB2 for me. I don't know if we can rely on that. He's had some bigger yardage games too, where 22, 29, 24.
Yeah.
I think these games where he's getting carries in the teens is more likely than the 20-plus carries he's seen in some.
2 games ago, he had 24.
I know, but that was against Pittsburgh without Roethlisberger.
What?
Come on, they were up 3 scores.
And the same thing's going to happen against San Fran, against the Jets, against LA. This is what they do against teams with bad quarterbacks.
No. Jets will play them tough in at least
we'll
one game.
We'll continue to disagree on that.
Okay.
I'm really upset with you.
Okay.
I'll let you talk. Should I talk about Matt Forte? You want to talk about Matt Forte? He bothers me. I don't even want to talk about Matt Forte.
I think Matt Forte is a big-time sell high this week.
Good. Which way I think we've been saying anyway.
Ass. I mean, even after that, he had 30... the only way this guy is producing points is if he's getting 25-plus carries.
Right.
He's 30 years old. Bilal Powell has shown all year that he's the more explosive back. I think you're betting on borrowed time here with Forte if you keep riding him. I would be shopping him hardcore.
Always dream of winning. You will never win.
That's what we think about going Matt Forte.
I would try to sell him, man. His output has been great on the year so far, albeit seemingly all coming in 4 games. I mean, he's played 8 games, right? Half of them, he's been in single digits.
Right.
The other half, he's been averaging like 23 points a game. He's got 18.
Half his games
29.9, 27.9, 22.8. And his lowest, Cincinnati, the first game on the year, was his lowest carry total with 22.
Right.
But the games where he's not scoring, he's in the teens and he's in single digits on his carries. I don't see that kind of usage keeping up all year. I really don't. I really don't. So I'm selling Forte. Big time.
Next guy up, Spencer Ware.
Spencer Ware out this week
with
concussion.
Such BS.
High on...
Devontae Adams comes back in 3 days. This guy can't come back in
high
8.
On Charmander West.
Gotcha.
To have a big game.
Charmander West for sure.
To flame the Jacksonville defense. But afterwards, assuming he can come back for Week 10 at Carolina, tough matchup. But then he's got Tampa Bay, Denver, Atlanta, Oakland, Tennessee, and Denver again.
That is so juicy.
Really nice schedule. But hey, against running backs, Denver has...
You're right, actually. They've been
pretty vulnerable against running backs. So it's a good schedule for the Chiefs here out. I still think the Chiefs are a good team. I still think they are a fringe playoff team.
Sure.
Charles is done for the year.
That division's fascinating.
And
just got his meniscus trimmed.
Yeah, when Ware gets his brain unscrambled,
that's right.
He will be back.
That's right.
To the top dog in the backfield, and I like him definitely as a back end one.
Back end one. I think the reason why I wanted to bring him on the show.
I don't know if he's elite. I can't say he's elite. He's not
really.
He's not in the Murray. He's not in the Zeke. He's not in the David Johnson class.
Right.
He's a mid to low end one.
God, look how high. Devontae Freeman owners. I think we all have to apologize. Yeah. He is quietly.
I mean, the thing with Ware is like, yes, he's had his big games where he'll give you 20 in the 20s,
yeah.
but Dude, you look at the elite guys in double digits every game in the running back position.
I know.
They're a class above. Not to take anything away from him.
Sure.
But the elite guys, the elite running backs are elite for a reason.
Here's my argument, though. You've got David Johnson, DeMarco Murray, Melvin Gordon, Zeke, and Devontae, who are staples now.
Don't forget Le'Veon Bell.
And Le'Veon Bell, who's at 6.
Yeah.
I think, though, maybe aside from Lamar Miller, you slot in Ware as 7. So I would say a mid-range RB1 as opposed to a back end.
I want to give you... I'll get into it later. I'll get into it later.
All right, finish your thoughts.
Who you got next?
Jordan Howard.
Wow. Fascinating character, that Jordan Howard.
Do you rank him over Spencer Ware?
I do not.
Really?
I do not.
Gun to your head, you'd rather have Spencer Ware?
Yes, absolutely. And I am a Howard owner, and I've been a Howard supporter.
Tell me your thoughts.
For a while. I was very worried coming out of that Green Bay game when he only had 7 carries for 22 yards.
And Kadeem